Hi, I am Anita. In this video, I'm going to answer all of the questions I got from you guys about calves. This is inspired from the video that I made called My 5 Secrets to Slimmer Calves and Thighs. So stay tuned. Now, let me tell you that you don't want to get rid of your muscle. Muscles help us to walk. So if you want to walk, you need muscle. But probably what you're asking me is, how can you reduce the size of your muscle to make your muscle appear smaller or leaner and longer? And this leads us into the next question. The bottom line to this question is that you have to figure out the ratio of fat versus muscle and the ratio between muscle versus fat. And there are 3 things that I want you to do. First, you're going to take out a tape measure and you're going to measure your calves just to know the size of them. And you're going to measure them from the center of your calf and then write down that number. Next, you're going to lift up your calf and you're going to wiggle it a little bit side to side just to see how much movement there is. If there is quite a lot of movement, like there is in mine, it's a sign that you have a little bit more fat compared to muscle. If there is less movement, you have more muscle than fat. And then lastly, you're going to do the pinch test. You're going to stand on the floor and you're going to pinch your calf. Start from the back, go to the sides, go to the front, and see how much you can pinch. If you can't pinch a whole lot, that's a sign that you have more muscle and less fat. I can pinch, quite a lot on my calf, so it's a sign again, I have more fat on my calf than what I would like. I'm just being honest. Say for instance that you now know that you have more muscle than what you have fat. Now you don't have to worry or focus on the fat, you can just focus on the muscle. The way that muscles get bigger is through a lot of explosive training, a lot of, calf raises. Bodybuilders want big calves. So what do bodybuilders do to get bigger calves? They do a lot of calf raises with a lot of weight on their shoulders. Now, we have to make sure that you are still working your calves. You want to work the muscle of your calf, but you don't want it to become bigger. So you have to choose activities that are not going to increase the size of your calf. And the activities that will increase the size of your calves are explosive stuff like a lot of sprinting, a lot of interval training. But it doesn't mean that you can't do that. You can do that, but what you have to really focus the most on is stretching. Participate in yoga, hold downward facing dog for longer periods of time. Stretch your calf individually, one calf at a time as well. And also use the foam roller. The foam roller is very important for you to do, especially if your calf is very tight. The foam roller is going to help you to hydrate the connective tissue. And the more you hydrate the connective tissue, the easier it is to stretch and lengthen your calf. So then it's then going to appear to be longer than what it was originally. All right? So say that your scenario is that you have more fat on top of the muscle, like I have. The key for us is to really pay attention to the diet next to the strength exercises that we do, as well as the cardio that we do. But what I have noticed the most is when I eat a plant-based diet, my calves shrink. It is of utmost importance not to eat too much breads or pastas, or sort of what I think of as dense foods. The denser the food is, the denser your calves are going to be. The more water the foods contain, like it does naturally in a plant-based diet, the more that's going to flush out the fat and decrease the size of your calves. I know it might sound a little weird, but it has really, really worked for me. One thing that I would really, really, really highly recommend is yoga, because yoga will stretch your muscles. Yoga will also strengthen and tone your muscle. It's not going to create any bulk. Also, yoga works the body, the mind, and the spirit as a whole, and it is going to be very important to breathe and move and sort of deal with your emotions when it comes to changing your calves and accepting your calves. Well, that's the million-dollar question. How quickly are you going to get results? Well, we all want quick results, but when it comes to your calves, it's not going to be super quick. This is going to be a gradual process, but I can guarantee you this, that if you determine the ratio of your fat versus your muscle, do the tests that I put you through here, and also from that, know the exercises that you need to do, and I've given you suggestions on that. If you tailor your program according to the state of your calves, you are gradually going to start to see changes in your calves. It's just going to happen. But it's going to happen over time. For me, it was probably in a 6 to 12 month span that I really started to notice changes. And I will say this, that my calves sort of expand or decrease depending on what I eat because of the ratio of my fat to my muscle. If I eat a lot of Indian food, which is sort of denser food with a lot of rice and dal and chapatis or breads, then I notice that my calves increase a little bit in size. If I go back to my plant-based diet, then my calves decrease in size. So it's very important for me to stay on a plant-based diet, but it's fine to every now and then, you know, move into and enjoy my Indian food, which is my favorite cuisine, right? So as you go along your journey, you will notice little changes for the better, and then you will notice if you start to slip and you start to go back. But you will learn as you go along. But in the meantime, as you go along your journey, I also want you to, and this is of utmost importance, work on your emotions and work on the mental aspect of it. And let us talk about that. So many of you have referred to your calves as being disgusting, of hating them, of feeling uncomfortable in your calves, and even being teased by others for having big calves. I completely understand this language because I have myself felt that. I've never been teased by others for having big calves, but I've certainly felt like others have looked at my calves and judged me for having big calves. But one thing that I did realize is that I did not want to live in that space anymore. I knew that in order for my calf size to change, I had to also change my mental outlook. And I want to give you an example, and it's kind of funny, because sometimes what other people think is not really what you think that they think. I was working out, and this guy, Rich is his name, I'll never forget him. He was always working out next to me, and he kept saying to me, Anita, you're getting so thin, you shouldn't be getting any thinner. And I said, no, I'm not thin enough. I need to get thinner, and especially my calves. I'm really working on my calves. I hate my calves. And he said, you hate your calves? He said, your calves, it's the best part of you. And I thought I was going to fall to the ground. I said, the best part of me? Are you kidding me? I can't stand my calves. And he said, I don't know what's wrong with you. It's the best part of you. And I'll never forget that. God bless you, Rich. I'm forever grateful. And in that moment, I realized that what others think of your calves is not always what you think. If you think something is really bad about yourself, you think that everyone else is going to think that, but it's not always the case. And that's when I just realized I had to change my mental outlook. I started to really meditate on actually loving and appreciating my calves for exactly what they are. And then as I was doing that, I started to incorporate those 5 secrets that I shared with you in my other video, and also the tips that I have given you in this video. And then very gradually over time, things changed. In the near future, I will be offering specific programs for your calves. Programs that you can go through step by step to help you to arrive at a place where you mentally feel comfortable with your calves, and also where you physically know that your calves are in the best place that they can possibly be for your body. So make sure that you are subscribed to my channel so that you can stay tuned with what's going on. I'm also on Facebook and on Twitter. The links are here below so you can stay in touch with me there. If you found this video helpful, let me know in the comment box below and give me a thumbs up. If you have any other questions regarding this, please also leave them below here. I love to hear from you. I read everything that you share with me, and I really, really appreciate everything that you share with me. It helps to motivate me to create programs that I know will help you, and it also educates me on how you feel about this particular area of your body. So let's change. Let us radiate love from our calves out. We are going to start a revolution. Namaste. Have a beautiful day. I'll talk to you soon.